Hey, AyosDesignz here. Got a long video for you today. We're going to be talking about Bratz starring and styling, particularly their prom dresses, because it always irked me. Two of them aren't even dresses. They did nothing special or particular with their hair. Their shoes are all the exact same. Why? Why did this happen? Why were they so basic and when? So first but not least, we have one of my favorite of the Bratz, Sasha, also known as Bunny Boo, the artist formerly known as DJ Bun Bun. Sorry. Anyway, so as you can see, I'm currently working on a couple of her accessories, which she was sorely lacking in the original movie. Now, I do want to state that the original sketch that you see off to the side is an old one. That will be the case for each of our four main girls, because I redesigned each of their looks for this. I focused primarily a bit on, touching up their dresses and giving them accessories, but I paid the most attention to their hair, because, that was one of the biggest things for me. Each of them seemed to have something in particular they wanted to do with their hair, mainly. Well, you know what, not even that on mine. It's been a minute since I watched the movie, but I did have notes from back when I did do the original sketches and the ideas that I came about from when I was actually watching the movie at the time. Again, back in 2017. At the time of doing these illustrations, it was just last year, so 2022, but I just never, posted them up anywhere or shared them, because I wanted to wait and save them up until I had a video or content made in regards to it, make something out of it for my media platforms. So the thing about Sasha here is that she was stressed over running the prom, right, within the movie, and I can't help but wonder, why would she wear that? She wore a halter top, a tube top, and a long skirt, and it was just a flat plain blue. Now, I remember on the cover of my DVD, the special cover of it, their dresses looked a bit different than how they ended up being shown in the movie. Like, they would be shiny or sparkly or whatever, but in the movie they're not. The only ones whose dress had something going for it was Yasmin, who had some weird snowflake or flower like design on it, and Jade, whose skirt was fuzzy. But with this, I decided that I would have her wear a bedazzled dress. It would be sparkly, it would be shimmery, it would have sort of, but more like a opaque, a color shiftness to it, just slightly, giving a little bit more oomph, make it shiny, make it pretty. She deserves it. Like, look in comparison to what I did now for her with her hair pinned up, and how I originally drew the sketch, to how she ended up looking in the movie. The reason why her hair is pinned up is also from the time when she was trying on hair clips. That was honestly the reason.
I'm Sasha, but my friends call me Bunny Boo.
Now here we have Yasmin. So as you can see, the idea for her is, of course, accessories and changing her hair, giving it some more curl, making it less boring once again, because I don't understand, with all the emphasis they put on actually, doing prom, getting dressed up and looking fabulous for prom, why they would do nothing with their hair and makeup. I'll admit, I didn't really do anything with their makeup either, because that wasn't my primary focus. It's just something that I personally find just like almost disgraceful, even, because it's like, it just rubbed me all the wrong way. And it actually didn't even take me until like years down the line that I realized what it was that bothered me so much, because like I had the movie since I was a little girl, and as I said, their end results of their prom outfits had always rubbed me the wrong way. And not, just because I didn't like any of their dresses. Now that I'm experienced prom myself and even, the homecoming, and have leveled up in the life experience, including art in particular for this case, I knew exactly why it rubbed me the wrong way. Okay? There was no accessories and little to no flash. Their hair and makeup, as I said before, the exact same as they always have it. None of them were wearing a corsage at all. Two of them simply a belly top and a long skirt. Like, what? Seriously, what is that? That is not prom attire. It is not. Like, maybe it could pass as prom attire if there was some part of it that made it actually a onesie. Like, if the part showing off their stomach actually had like strips of cloth of the dress that connected the top and bottom together, or if the middle part was just like see-through, like a type of mesh or whatever. But that was not the case here. That's not what they were doing. And then at the start of the video, as you may recall, if you actually, from the clip I included, upon closer inspection, you can see little bits of their feet, and they are all wearing the same exact black shoes. What was the point of them being at the mall trying on all these different colored shoes if they were just going to have plain black shoes for each of their different dresses? Why? It doesn't seem to be a coordination thing. It can't be. Not with what they were doing, not with the fact that they all wanted their own unique style or whatever. And for a brand whose characters' models is passion for fashion, this is shameful. Okay? I mean, just look at Monster High. Anytime they go to a dance or whatever, their slogan isn't even being, having a passion for fashion, but being freaky flawed and freaky fabulous. And they pulled through on that. And that was one of the reasons why I really absolutely adored the Monster High brand, because they went all out with the fashion for each of their characters every time the situation called for it, and even sometimes when it didn't. Unlike the Bratz, which they stayed basic or the same, except for specifically modeling certain toys, like in commercials, but in the shows and whatever, they tend to look the same, or just wear cute outfits, but mostly just basic type stuff. Now, Yasmin here, in the movie, she was supposedly fully prepared other than shoes. That was the biggest thing there. Now, I didn't draw shoes for any of them. As you can see, I basically, instead of just redrawing the sketches that I did, I decided to instead reuse the image that I had frozen on my TV screen in order to redraw the poses, and instead did something like a screenshot edit, I suppose, in order to redo their whole look. Now, since she was so well prepared, surely she'd have a couple of small accessories and do something simple with her hair at least, which is why I went for a lot of curls, and I even included this pearl little like crown barrette. So
Pretty Princess is my nickname. My real name's Yasmin.
Now we're going to move on to Chloe. Chloe was honestly not that difficult for something for me to figure out here, mainly due to the fact that she specifically stated like the style that she wanted for her hair. The others, I had to figure out something that I felt worked with them or matched up with like their personalities or what they may have kind of hinted at in the movie. Chloe flat out said that she wanted a windblown look for her hair. That was the main thing. That was her particular niche or look that she wanted for prom, and she did not do that. There was not a single flip or curl to this girl's hair when prom came. It was as straight and admittedly somewhat bouncy as it always was, and that was just no bueno for me. So what I ended up doing was looking up a few pictures of like windblown hair and curled hair, or like a wild curl type hair. Found a few that I like and kind of merged the looks together to make it look more purposeful instead of just wild and messy and a mess, because we're not trying to look a mess for prom. I will state that one of the images I took inspiration with a bit was when they had that car accident in the movie. She had a windblown look then, definitely, even though she didn't want anybody to see her like that. So it being all over the place clearly did not sit well with her, which is why I tried for a more purposely styled look. Not so much messy, but just wild free curls. Now the original windblown look that I did in the sketch is awful in my opinion. I hate it. All I did was just like kind of made her hair flare out a bit with little in curls and a couple of hair clips, and honestly it looks like her hair's trying to be a pine tree to me. But I've had some people tell me that they thought it looked nice or whatever, or they could see what I was going for back then. Now, as I stated, I have leveled up in the art experience as well as life, and much better with how her hair turned out. Now, unlike with Yasmin, where I just like redesigned her whole dress because honestly I hated it, and I'm not too fond of the way Yasmin's dress turned out either. But with Chloe's, I decided her dress would just be more like like a scoop neck, like it goes around the top of her neck, and it will be connected to the rest of her dress, so it's one long dress. And she, of course, will still keep the gloves and the scarf because that helps give it a more classy look. And with her usual makeup that she wears, like with me dropping the color from their faces in the screenshots, it turns out a bit different. So technically speaking, I did do their makeup a little different. Like her lipstick is a different shade of pink, her eyeshadow is more blue than purple, as it is in the movie, and it all looks good, I'd say. Her dress, of course, couldn't be too plain. It can't just be a plain black dress. I had to give it, just a little razzle dazzle. And the idea I went with for hers was more like metallic. Like her dress was like a black metallic sheen or look to it, so she can be even more flashy with her windblown blonde hair all over the place. Now, the other thing with her blonde hair was that I had an idea for hair clips on that as well, but I wasn't too sure on the type of clips. I ended up trying to decide between two. I almost went with both of them, but you'll see the end result shortly. And as you can see, I'm working on trying to figure out exactly how I want the metallic look to go here, where the lighting and reflections or the variants should go on the dress. And it was a bit of a process, but I'd say it all turned out well in the end, and she, I believe, looked really good. And the gloves itself, I included. She was not originally wearing that in the movie. I think on the original special case I had, they showed her wearing gloves, only for that to never happen, and that might be why I included it in. I'm not really sure. I can't remember at the moment. As I said, this was years ago when I drew this, and I didn't take, thorough notes or anything. Just a little note about what it was that I was wanting to do and kind of why I did it, maybe a bit. So there we go. We got some highlights and shades of blue being hinted at within her dress. They can shift between and being shiny metallic like. Yeah, it's all looking good. So in the Bratz movie, another thing that I found interesting, I suppose, in regards to the way they all ended up looking, is that none of them saw fit to like coordinate with each other. They were going as a group together, and then even within their group that they were going as, they were going with another group of friends. So it was just a big old friend group. But it didn't seem as if any of them decided to coordinate with each other at all. Like a certain color scheme, a certain accessory that all of them could wear, something of a particular color all of them would wear, so it'd be like they're a big old friend group date thing. Nothing like that happened. And I mean, it's fine that didn't happen. I just think it would have been neat if it had, give a little uniformity to the the whole thing, since they decided in movie to go with giving them all the same plain black open-toed shoes. Why would they do that? I don't get it. It looks like I'm now at the point where I'm putting in the details for the accessories. So with this, I thought it would be neat either giving her angel wings as her hair clips, which she looks cute with it, right? I thought it would be fitting giving her nickname. The other thing was just putting, you know, little pearls in her hair at certain section. It would be, you know, like I don't know, like clips. I guess it could be clips, those little pearls, or else they'd be like little pearl studs on the end of what they call bobby pins that were inserted into her hair to not only help pin it in place, but also to help decorate it, and again give her some flair and, you know, the diva that she seems to like to portray herself as sometimes in the movie. And I'd say she turned out really well.
Hi, I'm Chloe, but you can call me Angel, because that's what I am.
Last but certainly not least, we have Jade, Cool Cat, my other favorite, honestly. And as you can see from the sketch I did off to the side, I gave her several accessories and changed her hair up a bit. And I'm going to be incorporating all of that once again over to the new screenshot edit. Now the ones that end up staying basically the same are, you know, lost my train of thought. Sorry, but are Sasha and I suppose Cleo. The biggest change from the sketch that I did with her was the way I styled her hair, drew it out. Whereas with Yasmin, the hair came out a bit differently than what I originally did for the curls, you know, as well as the dress. The dress itself was definitely changed, but with Sasha here, I'm going to be sticking fairly closely to what I did in terms of the original sketch and how to improve her prom look, and I think it would go over really well. Now her makeup for the most part is most closely resembling the same. The pink lips are definitely more pink than peach. The green is a slightly lighter shade than how it appears in the screenshot, but it's still, you know, basically the same. But I'd say it's fine given all the other changes that were made. Now, one of the things I found most interesting about Jade's outfit that actually gave her a little flair but was just odd was that the top part of her dress was fuzzy. It's a detail that isn't always noticeable when you're looking, but when you pay attention, and even sometimes if you're just looking, you can tell that it's made of a different type of material, that it isn't a smooth or sleek material. It has a fudge to it. It's got some edges around it. So I found that interesting and decided that maybe for hers, I can make it a bit more pronounced, like maybe the top part of her skirt is like a fuzzy corset or something. Of course, you're not going to be able to see the back of it. Same thing with Sasha. I don't think I mentioned earlier that the idea I had with her pinned up hair is that she could have like this ornamental hair clip on the back of her big elaborate bun there. But that's neither here or there. With this, we're talking about fuzzy, we're talking about gradient, we're talking about Miss Prom Queen who wanted to really make a splash with her prom outfit, and yet she didn't. She was real happy that she won, and, you know, of course, the top part of her dress being fuzzy is different, but she added, just like everyone else in her group, the other Bratz, she added nothing else to give her a little flair and style, to make it more, you know? There wasn't muchness, as the Mad Hatter would say. She just wasn't doing it. She wasn't giving. She wasn't eating. None of them were, in my opinion. And I don't know if I managed to accomplish that for them, but I like to give that. I think I gave a decent effort, a good try in it. I honestly think that, you know, I gave them more flair and style than what originally happened with their basic prom outfits, two of which, again, I will state, is not actually a prom outfit. You don't wear crop tops to prom. That's not appropriate dress for prom. So with tweaking her hairstyle that way, which honestly reminds me a little bit of Princess Jasmine, I ended up, you know, having it that way. And I will state doing the bottom half of the skirt part was aggravating to do here because my computer kept trying to act up and not saving my progress. So I had to try it a few different times in order to get the gradient and keep it and then have it be in the manner that I want it. The idea is more like a sun flare, sunset, make her shine brightly, you know, because overall, what is a splash other than to gain attention? Instead of her being all wet, she's going to be high, dry, and bright. That was overall the idea here. So, you know, I feel like it was the very least I could have done, you know, adding a little something extra to her dress and giving her accessories and tweaking her hairstyle. Like, she still got the ponytail. The ponytail has just been altered to be a different type of ponytail, you know? And of course the accessories. So she has a type of barrette that I'm gonna put in her ponytail that could almost be taken as a crown. I mean, she is the queen, the prom queen at the end of the movie. Spoilers, by the way, if that wasn't clear. I mean, this movie is old as heck, and you should have been watched it if you were taking a look at this. Now, the other thing I did here were these hoop earrings. I decided, you know, it couldn't be just regular hoop earrings. They, again, gotta give it some flair, gotta give it a little something, you know? Which is why they had, like, these little dangly chains and then, you know, matching chain necklace, gold chain that goes down into her cleavage, but instead of over top of the dress, down her dress, which is purposeful, okay? And there's the hair clip I mentioned before that I was going to do. I decided to do it in red, you know, since she's just wearing a whole lot of orange, and it can add to the bright colors, you know, help her pop even more, give her a bit more vibrancy, but with a different color in the red spectrum, in the warm colors section, which is all she's really wearing, you know, yellow, gold, red, orange, all warm colors here. But I feel like hers came out the best. Hers and Sasha's came out the best in my opinion. Of course, that could just be bias, but you know, they're my favorites. The other two came out good too. I'd say of the other two, Chloe's, aka Angel, is the one who went best. But yeah, it's all good here. I love it. With her flower even, I made sure that it matched with her dress, you know, pretty much, not exactly, of course, because, you know, again, gotta make it a little different. It's supposed to go well. It's supposed to be pretty on its own and then go well with the dress. And in this way, I thought it would work. I kind of did it based off how I remember my own corsage being. So anyway, yeah, Jade was the one who really wanted to make a splash. She's also the one who became prom queen, and it was implied that that was due to, you know, her superior and a bit out there taste in fashion and how she kind of goes a bit over the top. So I was trying to do that for her. And what do you guys think? I mean, did I help her, you know, give? Is she giving? I hope she's giving. I like to think that she is. But overall, I'm very satisfied with how they all came out, you know?
I'm Jade, aka Cool Cat, you know?
All together now. Hey there, you guys. Thanks so much for sticking around to the end of the video. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, make sure to hit that like button. If you aren't subscribed already, please subscribe too for more of my content. As to the prom dresses, what did you guys think when you watched the movie? Like, how did you feel about their prom outfits? What sort of outfits, hairstyles, accessories, shoes, whatever did you guys think that they should have worn? Let me know in the comments below.